Chicken Scratch. This is the project we're making today, and this is week number 11 of the 12 weeks of Halloween. Okay, here are the supplies. We've got Old Olive cardstock, and this measures 10 by 2 13/16. And then another piece that measures 1 by 2 1/4, or you could just say scraps, because that's just going to be for his eyelids and his nose. And then we've got basic black, that is 2 7/8 by 1 1/2. Another scrap, that's for his eyes. And then Whisper White scrap, which is like 2 1/4 by 1. And then we're going to be using the 3 by 6 gusseted cellophane bags. Okay, first thing we'll do is get out the Simply Scored scoring tool. We're going to place this on the 10-inch side, and we're going to score it at 1, 3, and 7 3/4. Okay, fold on the score line. Now, let's take the basic black cardstock, which I need the Simply Scored scoring tool again. This measures 1 1/2, so we're going to score it at 3/4. Okay, that's in half. We're going to take the Ticket, what is this called? Ticket Tear Border Punch. This might be the first project that I've used on a video. So I folded that in half, and then next we're just going to place it in here and punch. And I just want to make sure that I line that up. And I missed a section, of course. Of course it's going to happen in the middle of a video. Okay, so I have it. And that's going to fold over just like that, you can see. Okay, now let's make his eyes. So we're going to be using let's see, 2 punches, the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 inch. And now I've got myself confused, so I'm going to cut out 2 eyes with the 1/2 inch. Okay, so 2 of the black and 2 of the white, and then 2 of the olive. I was getting confused there for a second. Sorry about that. Okay, get the punches out of the way. Now, how to make this. So, if you'll look at the container here, you'll notice that this is the bottom part. So, this is going to be his actual face, okay? So, we want to make sure that we don't build his face up into the hairline. But we don't want to glue this down yet, because this is what's going to actually hold everything together. So we're going to kind of just open this up, just like this. I'm going to use that punch to hold everything in place. And then now we're going to build. So I'm going to take my liquid glue, and I'm going to add, whoops, almost too much. When I started filming this video, I was pretty sure at some point I'm going to start laughing. How can you make these Frankies without laughing? Okay, and now I'm going to take the Old Olive and just cut that right in half. And I want to sponge it with some basic gray ink. Now you could sponge with basic black if you want. I like a more subtle look sometimes. Plus I don't want it on my fingers all day long. I gotta go to the dentist today. Okay. Oh, I forgot to cut this one in half as well. This would be his nose. Okay, I think I'm done with that. And with this. Next we're going to take our little mini dimensionals. And let's see, his eyes are going to go here. And then his eyelids. And you know what? Here's what we need to do first, is draw his mouth. Now, when we make these Frankies, everyone always has the hardest time with the mouth because y'all are like me, and we struggle with freehand stuff because I'm not an artist. So the Pretty Label Punch will work. I'm going to show you how to use it. Now it's not the exact same smile, but it will work if you want it to. Now we can give him a frown, like an upside down smile, or we can give him a smile. So I'm going to give him a smile. I'm going to take the journaling pen. I'm going to start like right here, okay? Because we don't want it to exceed past the old olive cardstock. So all I'm going to do is start here. I just cut this out with, uh-oh, I messed up. So let me go over that again. And I usually, to be honest, I usually use a Sharpie marker when I do this. There we go. So he has a smile instead of like a squiggly. So if you're good at freehanding, then freehand it. But this is a way for those of you that can't, that you can still be successful. Okay? Now let's just give him a little scar over here. So a little squiggle line with some lines. Now, the mini dimensionals, we'll add the nose first. And that's so cute. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add these so that we can then put the eyelids on. So these don't get puffed up. I'm sorry this was the Frankie was at the tail end. I know I had some people requesting it, and man, this year I just don't know what happened. Now we'll add the dimensionals, the mini dimensionals, to his eyelids. I still want to make sure that I don't go past his hairline. How you add his eyelids is kind of what gives him the character, so you can turn him in all different directions. Okay, now for the next part. Now you could sponge this if you want to. I'm actually going to give it just a slight sponge. Okay, here's your bag. What you're going to do is place this thank goodness for videos, right? So it's going to go in there just like that. And then you're going to add your candy. So I'm just going to throw in some old stuff here. Okay? Now, this is going to fold over like that. See? That's why I said you don't want to add the hair yet, because that is what actually holds everything in place. So, technically, if I were y'all and you were making a bunch of these, I would just take your stapler. And you know what? I don't really like the candy that's in there. I'm just going to do it without the candy, right? Does he look too funny without it? He's fine. Okay, so back to what I was saying is staple it and then add this. Okay, so I'm just going to take my tearing tape. This is one of those projects that they're going to have to tear to take apart, sadly. Not everything can be salvaged. Whoops, I'm talking again. Although they could rip the bottom of the bag, and my paper piercer is packed up so that I can do Facebook Friday tomorrow evening. Okay, so we're going to pretend that there's candy in there, but there you have it. Super cute, right? Have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.